Jasmine Crockett, she is done. Finito. It is over for one Jasmine Crockett in terms of her political career. And you know what, Democrats? You can say thank you later on because I think you're going to dodge a big bullet on this one. Jasmine Crockett out of Texas. Well, she's not going to have a district anymore because there's a new map that has been signed in by none other than one Greg Abbott. You know, the guy that she called Hot Wheels. He happens to be in a wheelchair.
This is Governor Greg Abbott. I'm about to sign the law that creates the one big, beautiful map that ensures fair representation in the United States Congress for Texans. I want to thank Lieutenant Governor Patrick, Speaker Burrows, Senator King, Representative Todd Hunter, Representative Cody Vasut, and all of the legislature who stayed in the Capitol and got this law to my desk. Texas is now more red in the United States Congress.
Okay, did you hear that, Jasmine? All right, so if you're blue and Texas is really red, I think it's going to be a little bit of a problem, just a teeny tiny bit of a problem. You know, Jasmine Crockett, who rose to fame and superstardom on the internet because she had a couple of cute little phrases. You know, she could turn a phrase. Apparently, she used to stay in her luxury apartment thinking about what phrases she was going to turn all the time. That's according to a New York Post report from members of her staff who were kind of over Ms. Jasmine Crockett.
Ms. Green for 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Who's?
It's me.
Ms. Crockett.
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
Chairman, I make a motion to strike those words.
I don't think that's
Hold on.
I'm trying to find clarification on what qualifies.
Chairman, motion to strike those
I had no idea
words.
what you just said.
We're not gonna do this. Look, you guys earlier literally just
You just voted to do it.
Y'all did it first, so you don't want to talk about it.
voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at calm down.
No, because this is what y'all do.
Proceeding.
So I'm trying to
Hey,
get
Ms.
clarification.
Crockett, you're not
Y'all wanna
recognized.
play
Ms.
games.
Crockett.
I can't hear you with your
And
yelling.
you don't want
calm
me to
down.
Be,
Can
no,
you please calm
don't
down?
tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise,
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman,
if I
can
come
we
and
send
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a
Mr.
problem.
Chairman, Mr.
Order.
Chairman.
All right,
Sorry.
Chair.
I don't know why
Okay.
you're
Order.
acting
Chair
like
now
that.
recognizes.
You know, I might actually miss her. I mean, you don't get to see that kind of entertainment every day, right? Wow. You know what? Again, Democrats will dodge a bullet because not only was she inappropriate on the congressional floor, but she had a bad tendency to go in really bad directions, as we saw in this one podcast interview. Watch.
Because when you think about it, Kamala Harris, light years ahead of Donald Trump as it relates to qualifications, as it relates to her overall resume, and as it relates to the fact that she was a lot younger. Everybody said that they wanted to get rid of Joe Biden because he was too old. Then you had a younger, qualified, non-felon candidate, and somehow the people still chose the old white man. So, like, for me, I don't think it was ever about that.
Really? You think it was all about how greatly qualified one Kamala Harris was? Kamala Harris, who couldn't actually speak in complete sentences, that CBS had to pay a bundle to Donald Trump, right, in damages. That was a lawsuit that got settled. CBS actually had to edit her stuff so much because she was incoherent, okay? She just couldn't actually speak. I don't think there was a lot going on upstairs, just saying. But no, Jasmine's going to bring it right back to where nobody wants to go right now because you know what? Those days are over. Donald Trump won. He won in a landslide. He got the Electoral College. He got the popular vote. And you know what? People are sick of being divided, male, female, gay, trans, black, white. No. We're just Americans, okay? Let the best man or woman win, okay? This is a meritocracy. This is what we were founded on. And Jasmine Crockett can't seem to figure that one out. Not to mention that, my goodness, this woman can't speak any better than Kamala Harris. Thank you very much. Watch. This is who the left is putting up as their next big star.
They try to act like, oh, political violence, it's the Democrats and it's the liberals. And it's like, actually, I mean, I'm not going to say that like a left-leaning person cannot be violent, because that would be like crazy to say that somebody can't be. But baby. So like, I mean, this is who aligns with that. So like inherently in like who you are, y'all are violent.
Well, I don't think she'll be bringing the nation together. That was from my shorts feed. Thank you very much. But anyway, no, I think she's really actually kind of a dangerous influence on the party. And at a time when the party is really struggling and trying to get back to maybe its roots, it once represented working class America, but the Democrats have gotten so far from that. And look, Jasmine wants to take them in that very, very far direction, that very extremist left direction. And so, hey, you can thank us later. This is a new map coming out of Texas, going really, really, really red. Okay, really red. And that means no more Jasmine. So Jasmine now is scrambling. She's like, what do I do? How do I stay in power? What can I possibly, she's actually talking about running for the Senate, believe it or not, in the great state of Texas. Well, I can tell you, that's going to go nowhere. It's really and truly going to go nowhere because she doesn't have the appeal on a statewide level. She might have been able to work in that one little district she had. And by the way, don't forget, she was kind of putting on an act. In fact, if you look at her background, she had kind of a upper middle class background from Missouri. She went to special private schools that cost plenty of money. She's actually pretty well educated. She grew up in a stable home with 2 working parents. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not buying the whole I'm from the hood thing, but she put that personality on in part maybe to resonate within her district and then on the congressional floor, like the, butch body nonsense that she came out with. Look, she's scrambling. She's trying to find some way, some path to the future. Meanwhile, her buddies, Obama and Holder, are out there trying to do their part, scaring everybody. They get a new commercial. Oh, a commercial, but it's a funny looking commercial. It's actually not that well produced. They're trying to tell you that the Republicans are taking over all of these districts. And so you need to move and you need to move fast. Watch.
Hey, everybody. It's Barack. And I am here with my good friend, Attorney General Eric Holder, because we're facing an existential threat to our democracy, and we need your help.
Right now, in states across the country, like Texas and Florida, these extreme conservative politicians are announcing and acting on plans to slice and dice House districts with the goal of preserving their own power while diluting the voting power of communities of color.
They're doing the same thing in Ohio, trying to give one-party control over almost 90% of congressional seats.
Rather than facing their voters at the polls next year, they're trying to silence them instead.
Eric and I started the NDRC to win fights like this. So, if you want your voice to be heard in next year's midterm elections and beyond, help us meet this moment and preserve our democracy.
I just want to show you this, okay? Like, don't think that this is one-sided here. Democrats have already been gerrymandering all kinds of states. You look at Massachusetts, 36 Republicans there. They get 0 seats. Connecticut, 42%, 0 seats. And Maine, 46%. I mean, you go down the list. There's plenty of states here, right, that have pretty decent representation in terms of who's actually Republican in the state. And guess what? Oh, Barack Obama, he made sure during his tenure that he did his part to gerrymander those states so that, no Republicans could get in. So I realize this feels like tit for tat, and that is yet the environment we are in, okay? So unless the Texas voters say we don't want this, and they haven't said that, they're all for it, this is how it's going to be, which means, I'm sorry, you know what? Jasmine Crockett, bye-bye. You might actually have to get a real job. Maybe you can go be a social media star. Maybe MSNBC. Oh, I was going to say they'd give you a job, but no. They're now MS Now, and they're trying to get away from, people like you. People that are willing to be so divisive and so angry and so dangerous in their rhetoric. You're going bye-bye.